Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. A lot of you, number one, thank you for all the comments. A lot of you guys asked about the webcam. I think it's cool that you guys like to see me thrash around like an idiot. But yeah, the webcam should be back tomorrow. I've got a meeting with our videographer later today to kind of get some lighting improved. A lot of you guys might have noticed the other day I tried using it, and it was so dark, and it just looked like crap. So anyway, thank you again for all the comments, and I think it's cool that you guys like the camera. So right off the bat, number ones for me, MRIN was a little, at the end of the day, I always hate to use the term quote-unquote disappointing because we know what these are. These are just junk penny stocks. They're just, MRIN, you go back to 2 months ago, it spiked, multi-day spiker, and then got destroyed and then had the news, today's Thursday, Tuesday night. So, I had higher hopes, but ultimately we talked about that post 945 break of 11 that never came. So don't underestimate the value of defense, man. Something that I say all the time, there's a million. You can always find, before I move on to tickers, here's your little platitude of the day. I think that might be the right term. But you can always find a reason to buy a stock, okay? They say humans can justify anything. Listen, we're coming up on Halloween, not to get too gory, but listen, serial killers justify what they're doing, okay? Again, it's Halloween. Bear with me on this analogy. But, it's like Ted Bundy's like, hey, I'm a good guy. I'm just out there, pursuing my hobbies that include, necrophilia and eating dead bodies, but hey, I'm a good guy. Anyway, I've heard good things about the Ted Bundy Netflix documentary. Haven't checked it out yet. But anyway, that being said, you can justify anything. You can always come up with a reason to buy a stock. I think that's one of the biggest reasons we see this high failure rate. Nobody will stop you. You can get into any illiquid, thousandth of a penny stock. Nobody will stop you. I think the biggest key, especially when you're talking these wild runners, is being able to be selective and being able to be like, hey, this didn't hit my level. It didn't hit my time of day. So I'm not in it. I'm playing defense. And that's huge. You may not agree. You may be like, I want to trade, bro. Give me something to buy, bro. But, defense wins championships. So that being said, I would like to see a red to green on MRIN. I think maybe it could come back from there. And then the number one watch on Oracle is MRIM. And low float stock, already rotated the float, has some kind of whatever, And then the chart is, it's multi-month breakout, a lot of one and dones. So I would, again, that's the number one algo play. MRN, number one Oracle idea. Wait for your levels on the algo. So, speaking of that, Walleye Gill, well done. Says, what do you think about it over 14.25? Well, basically, Walleye Gill, you've been around. I recognize your username from, I want to say Walleye Gill he's an OG pre-market prep listener. I want to say he's been around since the beginning. But anyway, this is that dip and rip, so we got to wait for it to kind of set the high. As of right now, I'd call it more like 14.50, but it's obviously early. So I would say let Oracle kind of act as a guide, and then also just be patient and wait for the high to get set. So Brian, speaking of OGs, man, Brian is always like first in, baby. So what do you think about ATER? Again, I would look at multiple levels on this, very similar to what we look at, I think, with the aggressive idea. So in my opinion, you basically got three ways to approach this. One, these will progressively get quote unquote less aggressive. So number one, the most aggressive would be a red to green. And then 2 would be a break of pre-market highs at 1750. Pre-market highs, 1750. And then the safest is number 3, afternoon breaks of yesterday's high. And I talked about this on the webinar last night. Not sure if any of you were on there, but that whole idea of, a lot of you are asking, hey, why do you talk about waiting till afternoon, especially when a stock's way detached from VWAP? And, we just like to see them settle out and then form that afternoon trend. And very similar comments to that break of the previous day's highs. Now, obviously, ATR isn't disconnected from VWAP. It's actually pinned to VWAP right now. I mean, look at that thing. It's tried like 8 times to break and failed. But just kind of making that point of letting things settle down. And then the safest play, and again, depending on your risk profile, if you're in mom's basement, if you're 22 years old in your mom's basement and she keeps refunding your trading account, you're like, Mom, I did it again. Ma, where's the meatloaf? Ma, where's the meatloaf? And refund my account, Ma. If you're that guy, you take the aggressive plays because you don't care. You don't care what you do. You blow up. Mom gives you more money. Mom brings you meatloaf and refunds your account. So, but if you're a real person, if you're a real person with commitments, with a job, maybe you got a mortgage, you got people that depend on you, you take the safe plays. So, determine your risk profile. So, Masaru asked about BB. So BB BlackBerry is kind of like, man, I'm just full of I get stuck on references. My reference of the day is OG, Original Gangsta. Remember, BlackBerry is like as OG as it gets when it comes to Wall Street bets plays. If you remember, BlackBerry, other than GameStop, BlackBerry might have been the number 2 meme stock going back to last winter. So that being said, had some news. Wall Street bets pumping like usual. I'd look for breaks of 1050. So, and it is a little quieter out there. So I would say this, a little quieter would not surprise me to see meme stock pumps today. Hey man, we need something, whoops, BlackBerry BB pushes through, what did I say, 10? Yeah, 1050. 1050 is a nice level from last night and this morning. And that just to close that point, considering it is a little quieter out there, I could see, again, everybody kind of rushing towards the meme stocks. So, HLBZ at a PR? Really? Thank you, Infamous Blue. Ooh, what do we got here? Thank you, Infamous Blue. Thank you. So let me take a peek at this. Artificial intelligence to scooter sharing. Oh, that warrants a coffee shop, baby. Beautiful. Artificial intelligence scooter sharing. That's some good Black Rifle. Blah, 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 blah. So let's take a look. So right off the bat, it's a PR, but it's a BS PR. So hey, we're back close to 30. So this is what I would say on HLBZ. Artificial intelligence scooter sharing. Love this BS PR. But what was I about to say? This is at rule of 10. And, I go over the rule of 10 a lot. It's a really simple concept. Don't overcomplicate things. Think of this like a $3 penny stock. So Volume, not great, but it is a higher price stock. So 400,000 shares, I'd like to see some better volume. So breaks of 30 post 945. Love the PR. So Matthew asking about CRVS. Matthew said, please. So I will go over CRVS because of his manners. We're backside right now. Be very careful. Big red day yesterday, failed to follow through. Be really careful. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to set an alert at 9. And here, remember, we've had a lot of these bounce, but don't try and play guessing games on the backside. CRVS back at 9. Tomorrow's Friday. Greater than. Whoops, I did my conditionals wrong. Greater than 9, create. Okay. Tomorrow's Friday. Would love to see CRVS kind of chop around today. But, all I got to say is, remember MRIN. And that's actually, MRIN's a great example because, listen, if you bag held MRIN, you could be like, oh, well, Tim, it bounced yesterday. Yeah, 3 months later, it bounced. Okay. So that's my point with CRVS. Don't play guessing games. Don't bag hold. You big red day, gapping down again today. Just set those price levels. And again, you could have done that with MRIN. Don't bag hold for 3 months hating your life. It's like, whereas you can take it off your watch, set an alert, and if it breaks out again, that's your entry. That's your target area for a day trade on a sketchy low price stock. So, all right, I am going to bail again. Thank you everyone for working with me. I know the mic didn't work the other day, and I know you guys like the camera. So getting everything fixed, it's a progression. I'm here all alone. I'm here all alone in the wilderness of Michigan. I got to hook up all this crap and figure it out myself. So have a great day. Again, my number ones as of now would be MRIN if it can get that. MRIN, okay, sorry. Let me just to be clear, MR as in Robert, IN from yesterday, okay, from 3 months ago, and then also MRM, Mary, Robert, Mary. I know I can kind of smudge letters together. That's that Oracle low float day oneer. And then ATER, if it can get back there, I like. And then real long shot is HLBZ. I don't really see this PR getting traction, but hey, I've seen stranger things. So, all right, have a good day, my friends, and we will see you next time.